My brain is so full of so many things this morning. Some positive, some not so positive. And I think I'm just gonna sit here until I fall asleep because I'm tired for some reason and tell you as much as I can and as much as I can handle because this is my way of figuring things out. So, hi guys, my name is Linnea Ann, also known as Mimi, also known as Ann, also known as Miss Blobfish. No, that's not my real last name. But how do I. My brain is full of what ifs and questions that I know over time will be answered on their own and will be answered just when they come, when the answers come. And it's hard for me to be present minded. This is something that my counselor is trying to help me do is present mindfulness, just being present and not letting what other people say get to me and not letting the future get to me or the past get to me because I'm always past minded or future minded. And it's hard to be present minded a lot of times and just focus on what's happening today. What is happening today? What is going on today? How can I help myself today? It's it's been difficult. It's been difficult for sure. How can I be the best I can be in this moment right now? It's it's been hard. It's been hard opening up my Bible too. But at least I open it and can read it on my own now. There was a time where I couldn't even do that. I was listening to audio Bibles because I could not physically open my Bible. At least I can do that now on my own. But one of my biggest questions has been I know I don't have to think about this right now because I'm currently living with my grandma and everything's okay. Nothing bad's gonna happen to her right now, at least as far as I know. But so we're in the midst of filling out paperwork for when something happens to grandma. So I have emergency housing because, as you all know, I absolutely do not want to live with my family. I love them to bits and pieces, but it just wouldn't work out. It wouldn't be safe for anybody, emotionally or physically. Um, but we're in the midst of fitting out that paperwork. Um, Basically, emergency housing. If something happens to grandma, I will be sent to a place I've never been before to stay for a bit. My family has told me that there might be a way for them hold off on selling the house right away, so I have a place to stay for a little while. Uh, just until we can um, basically get the house packed up because it's going to take more than 2 weeks. But um, it probably won't take more than 2 weeks. But and I told them that should be fine because the last time I lost somebody, don't want to think about that right now. Last time I lost somebody, I stayed in the house for a month. But I had days where I went and stayed at other people's houses because it got too much. But I told them it won't be an issue if I stay. Like it wouldn't be too big of a problem. I have to stay with other people here and there, but how big of a problem if something happens to grandma? One of the thoughts I had, as I was thinking about all this, was we have plans, we're setting things up for what if grandma. And with my mindset right now, with my mental health right now, this is not a safe topic for me to be thinking about. But at the same time, I have GERD, I have Barrett's. What if my Barrett's goes from benign to cancer? Because I'm supposed to get it checked out every 3 years. What if end up having a mass in my ovaries again, and that's not benign, and it becomes, really bad. Like, my what ifs have been getting really dangerous lately. About, like, what if it isn't her? What if it's me? I'm my brain is in a really dark place right now. Part of it is like the sugar and the caffeine. Part of it is we're talking about a lot of heavy stuff right now, even though it might be years until something happens. It's really dark. It's really dark right now. And I want to talk about it because the last time we didn't talk about it, I was left stranded. And I'm glad we're saying that I'm not going to be stranded. I'm glad. But what if I'm not the one that's stranded? And some other thoughts is about the group homes. Like, so the process of looking into them, it's going to take a long time. It might take 3 years. But the process of looking into them and finding the right one, I'm hoping I can get in one that has very strong Christian values. Like, that everybody that's living there has strong Christian values and goes to church as a group. Like, that would be really cool. I know that probably won't happen. I found out there's a chance that I won't be able to stay in the closest city to me. I already knew I wasn't going to be able to stay in my own town. I found that out. I knew that from the beginning because there's no resources in my town. But I found out there's a chance I won't even be in the same city. And I know, even though I barely know the city, I know it better than any other city. And my family is like close by, closer, like 30 minutes from the city. I might have to live 2, 3, 4 hours away from my known and start over again. If you've been here from the beginning, you already know what that's been like. I'm about to be in this town for the longest I've ever been in one house in one state before. It's getting harder and harder to say goodbye again. Again. And I don't want to say goodbye again. I know it's going to be a while, but they're also saying that what if grandma's still alive in 3 years, which I'm hoping for, but they find a place they can stay at. They're saying that I might have to still move because grandma's getting older. She's 84 right now, and yes, she's okay with me telling people that. I may have to move before I'm ready to. I may have to leave before I'm ready to. I can be kind to people anywhere. I can do the Love Forever project anywhere because I don't have a home office. I'm I can take my signs anywhere. Will I be able to film and create content? Will I be able to get my own Wi-Fi set it up so I don't have to share my housemate's Wi-Fi, like the house's Wi-Fi, because that Wi-Fi probably not too good if everybody's using it. I don't know. Will I be allowed to create content? That's one thing I'm wondering. It's like, will I be allowed to create content? I'm supposed to have my own room, so the chances of me being able to create content will be probably pretty high. It's a long ways away, but my mind is filled with all these futures. One thing you guys don't realize and probably don't think about very often is parents are not the only ones grieving their children's futures when they find out they have a learning difference. It's not just the families grieving it, especially if there's somebody like me. I know that I will never be able to drive. I know that it's really, really hard for me to do finances and medical stuff and lawyer stuff, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it on my own. I know I can't live on my own. I grew up wanting kids. I grew up imagining myself as a mom. Not only did I find out it would be hard for me to have kids because of my health issues and actually dangerous, but I quickly realized as an adult that I could be putting my kids' lives at risk by having kids, because I struggle sometimes with my emotions, and things that overwhelm me really put me in a bad place. I used to dream about having my own house and living on my own and paying bills and being able to go to a doctor by myself. I used to dream of those things. And now I'm an adult. Do you know how hard it is to give up all and be like, I need help? Do you realize how hard it is to be like, oh, that's not for me? I sound so self-centered right now, and I am. I'm completely self-absorbed and very selfish right now, just thinking about myself. There's so many things I'm good at. There's so many amazing people that have been around helping and are willing to help and make things possible. I know the Love Forever project will grow bigger, that we will have staff, that we will have more than one time volunteers, that we'll have teams. I know we will. I know God is in that. Can't let fear get to me at this point. Can't let fear take a hold of me right now. There's so many small, shorter videos I want to make right now, like just loving on you guys, that I have to like. I kind of need to write all the ideas down because there's another YouTuber that's really good at it. Like she's really good at like POVs, and I'm not gonna be doing it in POV style because that's not my style anymore. But she's really good at it, and she's really good at giving tips on how to engage with your audience, especially if they're underage, and how do you treat them and stuff. Speaking on how you treat people, some of the hate I get is people looking for attention, looking for help, looking for an act of kindness. There was a kid that commented recently, and I told them, how are you supposed to get the respect you want if you don't give it? And they're like, well, nobody respects me anyways. I'm like, well, you throw hate at them and you're disrespecting them first. Like, you don't think you're causing it? And I just quickly realized it's not even that. They don't get kindness at home. They don't get love at home. It's not a matter of respect or disrespect. What respect is at the end of the day is a form of kindness. They don't get kindness at home. And I didn't know how to respond to that after I realized it. And all I could do was send an apology to that child and just be like, I'm sorry you don't get love and kindness at home. I'm sure they probably saw it as a hater comment back, and it wasn't. It was a genuine comment back, like, I am so sorry that you don't know what love and kindness is, that you're not being taught that you don't have that. I from my heart of hearts, I meant that. I don't mind clapping back at people and and setting them straight. But at the same time, I'm hoping I'm doing it in kindness and love. And I'm doing it in a way that shows Jesus and just brings a little bit more light into this world instead of darkness. Because there's so much darkness in this world. There's so much darkness. It's getting worse daily. But as long as there's light, even a speck of light, it's still light. I mean, you guys, I call you guys the long-term you guys, like the people that have been here a long time. Team Bucket, I call you guys my sparkles. Because a sparkle is a tiny light. I mean, a spark is a tiny light too. It's an ember. And it starts a bigger light. It creates a fire, like a massive ball of light. Isn't that crazy? I love you guys all so very much, whether you're a snuffer or a sparkle. Like, you guys, a lot of my longer videos are just proof that you're not alone in your pain. You're not alone in your suffering. You're not alone feeling the way you feel, and I want you to know that you're not alone. There's always somebody feeling what you're feeling and still wanting the best for you on top of that. There's always somebody that loves and cares about you. There's always somebody. Always. Like, there's always somebody rooting for you and wanting to be on your team and to cheer you on. Always and forever, there's always somebody. You are not alone. I have a tiny side of Team Bucket that I like to call the Dragon Children. These are people that consider themselves furries and therians and fursuiters. Like, this is the side of the internet. Even paper puppets. And I call them the Dragon Children, not because they're all dragons. They're not. Not all Therians believe they're dragons. Like, believe that they have the soul of a dragon, that they were born in the wrong body. Not all fursuiters are dragons. Not all anthropomorphic loving, anime loving people. That's what a furry originally was. A furry wasn't originally a fursuiter. A fursuiter could be a furry, but a furry was a lover of anthropomorphic characters, meaning characters that had human qualities, kind of like Zootopia and.
I'd like for you to do dishes this morning.
I plan to. I was planning to after the video. I'm almost done with the video. Sorry, that was my grandmother. But I love that woman. I love her to bits and pieces. But like, a furry is somebody who likes anthropomorphic characters, not exactly a fursuiter. And I am a furry in the way that I like those anthropomorphic characters. And yeah, I dress up like a half person, half animal, and that's technically not a furry. That's a wolf person or animal person. There's a difference. Like, that's not a fursuiter. That's somebody who likes ears and tail. Like, you can like ears and tails and not be a Therian and not be a fursuiter. You can still be a furry if you really wanted to, if you still like anthropomorphic characters. Like, but anyways, point. Let me change the subject. The reason I call them the Dragon Children, even though they are not all dragons, is because they have a fire in their soul. They have a passion. They have a love for what they do. And they're not afraid. Dragons aren't afraid of anything. Dragons sit tall and claim what's theirs. And that's why that small part of my fan base is called Dragon Children. Why? Then you're probably wondering, why is the people that love the community tab the most are called the Cheesecake Squad. Well, one, because we talk about cheesecake a lot on the community tab, but also because they get their cheesecake and they eat it too. They gain the information they get from the community tab and they use it. They engage and they're not just reading the community tab, they're watching the videos, they're really engaging with everything, and that's why they're Cheesecake Squad. The Team Bucket as a whole, you guys are a team. And the way is a bucket. What is a bucket? A bucket is a way of collecting things. And you guys are a team working together to bring happiness and joy. You're collecting happiness and joy, and then delivering it to people. your team bucket. It's been so interesting watching my thoughts kind of change as I'm talking. I'm sure you guys noticed it too. Like, I went from really dark to like more positive now. I feel like I'm a little bit chiller than I was at the beginning. I guess as I'm coming to close for this video so I can go wash dishes, I want you to know you are loved, you are cared about, you are not alone. It is okay not to be okay. It's okay to want to throw a fit and throw stuff. Just don't throw it at people. Throw it in a safe environment. If you can go to a rec room, and I mean WRECK, rec room, or like a, what's another one? A damage room or a anger room. If you can go to something like that and just break stuff, do it. Like, just don't take it out on people. Don't take it out on your personal environment. Don't put yourself or other people in danger, okay? Just don't. That is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, awesome. If you didn't, I don't expect you to enjoy this video. This one's a little intense. I expect you to get something out of it, hopefully. Hopefully you got some information out of it and some understanding out of it and maybe some hope out of it. I don't expect you to like it, though. It's a very intense video. But may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May he be gracious to you. May he bring peace to you and direct you down the narrow path and walk with you. Jesus loves you so very much. And I do too. Jesus loves you and I do too. So very much. Sparkle on, my beautiful and wonderful sparkles.